about that a couple months ago, right?
Yeah. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2018. The Cars actually were the very first ever band to win the MTV Video of the Year award. That was in 1984 for You Might Think.
Yeah, you might think that.
There you go. I know we talked about this guy not too long ago, Ginger Baker.
Yep.
The English drummer and co-founder of the rock band Cream. He was considered rock's first superstar drummer. Lady by the name of Diane Carroll, which if you remember, if you knew, I'd be a little shocked. She was an American actress and the first black actress to win a Tony Award in '62, and she was also the first black actress to lead a TV series back in the '60s. There was a show called Julia. She was the first, black lady who actually had her own show.
Yeah.
Alexei Leonov, Russian cosmonaut. Noteworthy because
I guessed Russian.
Very good. For a duration of 12 minutes and 9 seconds, he conducted the first ever spacewalk while connected to the spacecraft by a 17.6-foot rope tether. So he beat the Americans by like 3 months, actually the first one to go out in space. Now remember, when we got to Apollo 13, this is many, many years later, there were still bugs in the system they were working out, obviously.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have had such a great movie. Nobody had gone out in space before, so they really weren't sure what to expect.
I would never volunteer to do that. I'd be like, I was the first one to put my hand out the window.
I'd be willing to bet he would. Well, all things considered, if he had known what he knew now, experts had not foreseen the effects of vacuum in space and what it would do to their suits.
Right.
So once he got out there, it started inflating and steadily inflated. As the difference in air pressure caused the suit to balloon out of shape, his hands were pushed out of the gloves and his feet were pushed out of his boots.
Whoa.
In fact, the suit had ballooned so much that he was unable to return through the airlock. And to add even more danger, he had only 5 more minutes before the craft would enter Earth's shadow and be plunged into total darkness.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
oh, man. And that's like negative 250 degrees.
So he started thinking quickly. He opened a valve on the suit to bleed some air out. But even as it was deflating, before he can get in, he could start feeling the effects of the decompression sickness because obviously you don't want to decompress till you're into...
Right.
So he was feeling that with pins and needles in his hands and legs, but just before he passed out, he managed to force himself through the airlock head first and close the hatch behind him. Now, if that wasn't enough, the capsule, in attempting to re-enter Earth's atmosphere, malfunctioned, and they had to do an emergency landing. They found themselves hundreds of miles off course and in a remote area of the Ural Mountains. For 2 freezing nights, he and his co-pilot had to wait in temperatures that were below zero until they were finally rescued.
Oh my God.
That guy never went on a plane again in his life, and then walked to where he lived for the rest of his life, and somewhere that was really very warm.
That's a bad day at work.
Yeah, one would hope. Now, that was all kept very, very quiet, obviously, because it was a huge success. They'd airwalk in space, and they got him back. So, yeah, the Russians didn't trumpet the things that had gone wrong with him, but yeah, that was him. And then the last thing, I would be remiss at the end of this year without mentioning 2 women who I had a lot of respect for. I know you lost both of your grandmothers this year, which is...
And my wife's.
And your wife's. Her I did not know as well.
Yeah.
The other 2 had quite an effect, and I was privileged to know both of them. So, R.I.P. to all of those that we've lost.
3 grandmothers, yeah. And then, to everyone, anyone that you may have lost, our listeners, and, heart goes out to you. There's a lot of people that we've lost this year, so keep going forward. There's nowhere to go but forward. So, all right. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. War of the Rogues.
Drop!
I don't know the word.
That one woke Rachel up. She's like, oh!
I believe it was libations.
Libations. I still don't know that. That word doesn't make sense to me. All right. So the thing
T-Bone Pickens does.
Okay, so I took libations not so much for the celebratory aspect of it, but more just the alcoholic nature of it. So what I have is a signature drinks, and there's 20 of them.
I'm out. No.
That would be
right.
water to wine.
Water to wine, yep.
Are these alcoholic?
So basically, what I have is I'm going to the first 10.
I'm going to give you. Answers.
I'm going to give you the fictional character.
Yeah.
And you got to tell me what their signature drink is.
Oh God, this is going to be awful.
And then the second 10, I'm going to give you the drink. And you got to tell me who it corresponds to.
Jeff, get your.
Next time you decide to have a baby, instead of doing research, I'm going to come over and sit in the room for you. So I can only imagine what he came up with last night at midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all done very late at night. Everything's spelled right, though. There's at least that.
Prepare for your victory lap.
All right. Ready, Rachel? All right. First 10 are I give you the character, and you give me the drink. Homer Simpson. What is his drink of choice?
Do we need the
I'd
brand?
like you to be. I'd like the brand if possible. Yes, because that is.
We need the brand of vodka. I mean, of.
Nice try.
I'm biting my tongue so hard.
Number 2, Hannibal Lecter. What drink did he want? Don, no.
This is going to go so poorly for me.
Don,
I'm pretty sure that was only with fava beans.
Right. So if we say just fava beans and liver, that's what he wants this drink.
I have a guess.
Number 3. Don, that's where you might get Jeff back. Don Draper. What was Don Draper's drink?
How specific do I have to be?
I would think that's going to be really specific.
It's a drink. Like it's you. There's no way to mess it up.
There's a way.
If you're like, he has one drink that is his primary go-to.
It's a mixed drink.
It's a drink.
It's a drink.
Nice try, Don.
That's not specific.
I can't be too specific for you because this looks like Jeff has an idea that he wants to.
I know it's one of the 2 that my dad used to drink. I can't remember which one.
Did you watch that show?
No.
You just know it?
It was a time when my dad was.
That's what I think because cause I put that on there. I'm like, I don't think Jeff watches, but I think he can work that out.
Mm.
All right, so we had Don Draper. Number 4, Jeff Lebowski. You may know him as the Dude. Number 5, Fraser Crane. He always had some in his house. Now, granted, anyone who's thinking generally of Fraser, yes, he's a fancy individual. He probably has a bunch of booze in his house, but there was one that he always had in his apartment. What was the one drink that he always had?
I'm going to be so pissed off if I just scratched out the right answer.
Number 6, Burton Mercer. Does anybody know what that's
Nope.
from? Jeff?
No idea.
Think of Blues Brothers.
Nope. I love Blues Brothers. I don't know who the hell that is.
Number 7.
Does he drink tequila?
He does not. Number 7, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Finally.
Right? Finally.
You might want to type less loud so that people don't know how many letters you're typing in.
I'm not actually hitting the keys very hard. They're just very loud keys.
Number 8. This one, again, I didn't know if you guys would know this one, but you might be able to reason it out. Carrie Bradshaw. Not Terry Bradshaw. Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh, I think Terry drinks the same thing.
What? You think Terry Bradshaw drinks the same thing as Carrie Bradshaw?
Sure.
Why not? All right. Number 9. James Bond. Number 10. This is where Jeff might take a step back, but we'll see what happens. Tyrion Lannister. All right. Number 11. I'm going to give you the name of the drink. You tell me who.
So you're not going to tell us where Tyrion's from?
Tyrion Lannister is from Game of Thrones.
Oh, great.
It is gettable.
Well, I would imagine.
Number 11. Here's the drink. Ballantine's beer.
And what are we supposed to do with this?
Whose drink is this? Fictional drink. Or fictional character. Although Ballantine's is a real brewery. Or I think it's real because I think it shut down for a while, but I think it's open now. Oh, and I should make it clear. There is one person who shows up on this quiz 3 times.
Oh my god.
All right. One particular person.
Are you talking about just this section here?
Yeah. I was gonna say the whole thing kind of.
He drinks 3 different kinds of things.
You'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2. It's called the one of everything. Equal parts scotch, absinthe, rum, gin, vermouth, triple sec, and 2 packs of Splenda. Number 3. Alamo beer.
You jerk. You just gave away the last one to him by doing that. All right.
No.
What was that again?
No.
Alamo.
No, he did not.
Alamo beer.
And need the character name.
Davy Crockett.
This is a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Alamo beer. Number 4. This is only ordered once in the show, but it was funny. A diet virgin Cuba Libre. Can I have a Diet Coke, please? So this is a bar. I need you to order something with alcohol in it. Or I need you to order a mixed drink. Okay, can I have a virgin Cuba Libre? So it's a rum and Coke without rum. Yes. And can you make a diet, please? A diet virgin Cuba Libre. Number 5. An orange vodjuska.
Oh, you were tired.
This is what he calls it. An orange vodjuska.
I'm doing much better on the first half than the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the second half is much harder. Much harder.
Completely disagree.
Number 6. Victory Gin. And I just need the novel or film which it appears. Same thing with the next one, actually. Victory Gin.
Next one is novel or film.
Next one is also novel or film. Bonus points if you can get the character name. Number 7. Malacco Plus. Malacco. This is served in a revamped milk bar. Malacco. Number 18. I think I've been using single numbers. I apologize. Number 18. Scotch and Splenda. Tastes like Splenda, get you drunk like Scotch. Number 19. Butterbeer. And I just need the universe. It's fine. Or the franchise is fine. Butterbeer. And then the last one, the manliest drink of all time, Lagavulin whiskey. Lagavulin whiskey from a sitcom. All right, and these guys are gonna yell at me as soon as we give them time to think.
One of us is, and it ain't me.
All right, we'll give them a couple minutes. All right, and we're back. One person's feeling okay.
Yeesh.
One person's mad, and the other one checked out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so at this
I
point...
thought I checked 2 of those boxes, so...
You didn't check out yet. All right, signature drinks. Here we go. I give the person, you give me the drink. Number 1, Homer Simpson. Rachel.
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought we were... I thought we were on the bottom half for some reason. I was looking down here. It's Duff Beer.
Duff Beer, that's correct.
Duff man. Can't breathe.
Duff Man.
Number 2, Hannibal Lecter. Don.
No clue. I guess Bloody Mary, because that would be topical.
I wrote, put the lotion in the basket.
That would be a nice Chianti.
That is a Chianti. Ugh. All right. Don Draper.
Guess old-fashioned.
It's correct. It's an old-fashioned.
I was between that and Manhattan.
What'd you guess?
Manhattan.
Well, I pretty much won. Drive home safe.
Number 4, Jeff Lebowski.
Oh, that's a White Russian.
That is a White Russian.
The Dude.
The Dude.
I love that movie.
Number 5, Fraser Crane. Anybody?